see people's names popping up. That doesn't look like everybody's onto that now, and everybody's using that system now. And for whatever reason, it's just, to me, it gives the impression that it's fake. Because
especially when it messes up and you've got the same name like 5 times in a row.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that kind of gave it. And there's another one you sent over here too. Is this it?
Yeah, Supreme Webinar.
Yeah, this one, I hadn't really had a chance to look at it, but the first thing I was staring at was $399, so I didn't really go any further after that.
Alan said he uses Stealth Webinar. I believe that's like $99 a month, man.
Oh, is that per month?
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Oh yeah, this is a monthly too, man.
And just like the rest of them, Stealth Webinar seems to have that same thing where it's got the people's names, man. It just doesn't look real. It looks like a sales page.
Right, I know the solution, you know, and actually to get a real webinar system up, you know, you guys know to get a good one, you got to spend the big bucks for it. And really the topic of this call, though, is there's a lot of pressure to get on and do a live webinar. I mean, especially if you don't feel comfortable talking in front of people, even though you're not physically in front of people. You know, you are in the virtual world, and you know, simply put, people just don't want to do it. But you should know, by being in this space for as long as you have, that webinars convert. They gain trust of the viewer, and they simply convert without fail. It doesn't matter. Recorded webinar, as long as it's professionally laid out, or a real webinar, if there's good content in that webinar and the recipients are going to learn something, you're going to close sales. It's proven. So that's why you see all the big marketers using webinar systems. But what I think is underused is the automated approach. And here's what I think the reason is because they're afraid that it's just not going to look real. I mean, what do you think, Ed? Is that what you think?
I think a lot of the reasons why people actually don't do webinars themselves is just because of the stage fright.
Stage fright, yeah.
I mean, back when one of our best webinars ever was LBS, and that was a live webinar to one of the big guru lists. And I tell you, on that call, I could have had probably like 5 heart attacks. I was so nervous. I've kind of outgrown it now. But yeah, I mean, to have auto webinars allows you to perfect your webinar because you can actually edit the video that goes in the auto webinar. So that's huge, man. And that way you can take out your ums and ahs. You know, everybody does that. That has those mannerisms. Even I do. You can actually perfect your webinar so you know it's a great selling tool.
Yeah, and you come across as being, you know, very professional. But then you can have somebody, you know, do it for you as well. I mean, you can outsource these things pretty inexpensively now.
Oh yeah.
And just, and even for example, referral ace, you are given some PowerPoint presentations that you could take right now and you could send over to Fiverr and have them just read through as if it was a webinar. You might need to educate them a little bit. They could just read through that presentation and you could be educating people on the value of having a referral program for the business. So just right now you could take that information. So, or if you felt you felt like doing it yourself, then you can give it a try. Like Ed said, if you mess up a few times, no big deal. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are even nervous even to go face-to-face into a store. I mean, if you can shoot people into a webinar that's automated and to talk about the value of Referral Ace, talk about the value of Leadsmith and how these systems work to benefit the business, when you can convey that on auto webinar, because you know you're gonna perfect it and have it right before that thing goes live, all you need to do is push a link to people, and that becomes a sales tool. It's a client builder is what it is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and the key is the realism, I think. And even Susan just made a comment about most of them look like crap. They look fake and they look cheesy, and you know, you can refresh the page in the actual the video
starts over.
Starts over again, which is a dead giveaway, especially when you're telling people they're on the live webinar, right?
I've even seen a couple that have a play button.
Yeah, having a play button. The only thing with right now with automated webinars is getting them to work on a mobile device, and that's not the fault of any software programmer. That's just because the technology and the way videos play on mobile devices. You know, you're going to get they don't autoplay. You have to push something to get a video to play. You have to push a play button. So that
Alejandro says auto webinars are banned in Canada. I'm just messing with you, Alejandro.
oh yeah, right. That'd be something. But I think just definitely the stage fright is number one, and maybe the fear that it's not going to come across as a realistic webinar, or just do I have the ability to make a webinar video, or how do I do that? So there needs to be some training in that area, but of course this can all be outsourced because all it is really a video, and it's just a little bit of acting. You're not doing anything more than just kind of acting a little bit in the beginning, and you're really letting the system. I mean, some of these systems that are like $500, they have registration pages and everything, right?
Yeah. They operate just like a go-to, where it allows people to register. It sends them a reminder, sends them confirmations and stuff.
Right. So guys,
it's pretty standard.
Yeah. So it's something so simple. Having an automated, whatever system you use, if you want to spend the big bucks and get something like this for $500, and go through and set it all up, of course these things can be working for you on autopilot. And one thing I want to tell you, did you know that there are websites out there that allow you to swap your webinars? And there's thousands and thousands of people that go on there looking just to watch webinars. And you can go in and you can put yours up there, or how many of you have. You could have 10 webinars that you've created in advance, and you can load them all up on that website and have them passed around and shared with other people that look just like real webinars. And of course the offer, you're getting paid on the offer. So a lot of people aren't aware of that you can, it's not only for internal use. When you create a webinar, you can get it out there. There's people that are looking for specific webinars on different topics all the time, and they like webinars. And we know you already should know the value of an actual webinar. The marketers are proving that because they're constantly trying to get us to webinars so they can close us on their stuff, and simply because it does work. And more importantly, I think, is it gives you an opportunity to gain trust. You can provide some really great content, which I like to do is provide good quality content before I sell anything. Okay, you don't want to if you're using a webinar just to get on and pitch something, and hey everybody, welcome, and Steve says, yeah, I know a few of those. If you're just getting on to pitch something, well, you're not going to close as many sales. You got to add some value. You got to have a tremendous
Chris,
amount of value.
Still there? You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
I'm breaking up?
Oh no, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Sorry about it.
Sorry. Well, we're just trying this out, so who knows?
System.
But so I want you, we want you guys to really start thinking about using automated webinars. Now, there's a place for live webinars, sure, but why when you can create a faux webinar that looks like the real thing, without the pressure, without any heart attacks while you're online. You can just go and you can look like a webinar professional without pulling your hair out.
Yeah, I was so bad back in the day, man. I had to actually write everything out because I knew I couldn't make it. I couldn't think off the top of my head. I had a full script, and I remember skipping pages, and just embarrassing myself.
Yeah, I know. It's even in my early days, I remember you feel like you just wish you could go crawl inside of a hole, man. It gets so bad. So
hey,
what do you guys
think?
think?
Should I push that infographic about the webinar?
Yeah, push it.
Okay, I'm going to send you guys.
Have you figured out how to use that on this new system? I kind of like it.
It's actually pretty easy, man.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You like it so far? Is it clear? Crystal clear? Loud? Too loud? No, just loud. Oh, some good comments. You guys like it, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool that it's actually in a browser. You don't have to download anything, a risky exe file or anything like that. I think it's pretty sweet, man. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, do you guys have any questions about it so far? so far what we talk, about webinar systems in general, or just using a
Andrew
webinar?
he said every time I drip content, the screen shakes. Yeah, what that does is that gives attention that we
That's
just dropped you
cool.
content.
Huh. Let's see here. We got another comment coming in. I would much rather mess up on a fake webinar than on a live webinar. Well, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I understand that most people do not like to speak in front of others. I mean, it's.
Tell you what, Chris, man, Camtasia was a blessing, man, when it came out.
It was
I mean,
awesome.
I could take 2 hours to edit a 10-minute video to perfect it.
So what do you guys think? Would you invest in something like this? Would it be worth it to you? To invest in have something like this, so you could just schedule these webinars out in advance, as many as you want? What if you didn't have to pay anything near this? What if you could pay a fraction of that? I mean, like under $100 one time, and you own the whole thing. No monthly fees, no extra charges for new upgrades and new features. What do you think, guys?
Should we tell them where we got this?
I think we should, man.
All right.
Have you guys ever heard of the ultimate closing machine? Ed, why don't you tell them what it is?
Well, first, we're going to let everybody know that the webinar you're on right now is not real. This is all fake and scripted, pre-recorded, edited.
Hey, guy.
Ultimate Closing Machine is my newest creation, our newest creation. It's a webinar system that surpasses any webinar system that is out there right now. And I'd like to show you guys like a quick tour of it, if you don't mind.
It's unreal, guys. This is a video, guys, not a real webinar. Ed, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Hey, Chris, I guess good proof would be to show the date on your computer, man.
I don't know if they could see that. That's a good idea. Here we go.
It's coming up blank.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me try it. Yeah, it's not gonna bring that frame in.
Oh, go to on Google. Say what time is it? Because people are gonna think you're still on a real webinar.
Oh, I didn't even spell it right. There it is. 7:12 p.m.
On the January 7th, 2015.
You guys just been fooled. Let me pass it over to Ed. You're going to want to see this, guy, so hang on for a few minutes. Ed's going to show you this wonderful tool that's a lot of people are going to love.
You know,